This segment of Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Daily Herald.
Another interview segment here on Naperville Sports Weekly. We're joined by Waubonsie Valley head volleyball coach Kristen Didier. Thank you for joining us, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, the team is off to a 2-0 start in the DVC. How big of a transition has the move to the DVC been this season? Has it been different than years past playing in the Upstate 8?
We're excited about it, but at the same time we play a lot of those teams in our regionals and sectionals and also at a lot of the tournaments we go to. So I'm happy for the change for a couple of reasons. It's stronger competition throughout, and also for location. A lot of our drives on those away matches aren't as far, so that's helpful. But it does help prepare us better for the postseason. So.
And you mentioned the stronger competition. You've still got games with Neuqua Valley and Naperville North coming up, going to be two very tough tests, some of the better teams in the DVC. Is there any extra excitement or extra kind of just boost that the team gets heading into those big conference rivalry games?
I mean, we treat every conference match equally. Every single win is just as important as the next. But of course, we'll still get up for our rivals, Neuqua and Midseason. But now we have even more rivals to play every week. I just think it's really fun. It's fun to see each week who beat who, and I think it's very much up for grabs. There's a lot of great teams.
And you mentioned that this is kind of being in the DVC is going to help with postseason runs. You've had some successful ones in the past, kind of overplaying what your seed has been heading into regionals.
I'm trying.
How exciting is it for you as a coach, kind of seeing the girls somewhat outperform expectations in the postseason?
I just think it's anyone's game. I think that when you get into playoffs, you just hope that you're peaking as a team and that you found your best lineup. And I think we've been able to do that and sometimes surprise some teams. I think we're in a really tough regional and sectional, so I think we definitely know that we have our work cut out for us and we're working hard every day. And all we can do is just keep improving every day to be our best by that point.
And right about the midway point of the season, team off to a 9-6 start. What have been your thoughts on the season so far at about the halfway point?
I mean, it's been a little up and down. We've had some really exciting wins, times where we looked great, and we've had some sort of disappointing losses where we felt like going in that we should have won those. But I think you learn a lot from losses, and I think that we have continued to improve every week. So I expect that we will continue to improve, and by the end of the season, we should have a really solid lineup and be looking pretty good.
And taking a look at the roster a little specifically, Carolyn Cordes, Brooke Burling, two players who are going to be playing at Arizona next year. As a coach, having two players of that caliber, just what has that been like, having two Division I college athletes on a high school roster?
It's been really fun, and we've had both of them on varsity for all 4 years, so it's fun to see them as seniors now and how they've matured and just gotten stronger physically and just smarter as players. I think playing beach has really helped both of them have better court awareness, and they've just both improved so much. So it's been really fun, but we also have a lot of other great players to complement them. So
you mentioned their leadership. How important has that been for some of the younger players on the team, and who are some players who this season have really impressed you so far?
I would say Taylor Dunwell's had a really great season so far. She's been very consistent for us on the right side. And yeah, speaking to their leadership, it's been really important that we have strong senior leadership. We have a lot of young players as well and new players to the team. So helping them gel and feel welcomed was important early on. So I appreciate that about our seniors. Yeah.
So looking back to last season, dropping that regional final to St. Charles East, but a very hard-fought match. Did that kind of add any motivation heading into this season, particularly maybe for some of the players who were returning and really wanting to get back and make a strong postseason run?
I think so. I think anytime you lose in the postseason, it does motivate you to get better throughout the club season and get better for the next high school season. It's very likely we could face that team again this year. So I think if we did, they would have a lot of motivation to beat them, yeah.
And then looking ahead to the postseason, kind of hard to not do that maybe on a day-to-day basis, trying to keep it, by each game. But what would a deep postseason run mean for this program, for yourself, for the players, and just Waubonsie Valley as a whole?
I mean, if you look at the board, we haven't been to sectionals or past sectionals since the 90s. So it would be really, really awesome for our school and for our girls. We know that we have a really tough sectional, so I think just getting through any of those rounds would be huge for us and just would feel like an accomplishment because we know the caliber of the teams that we're facing is so high. So any postseason win is exciting, I think.
And then is there any specific match or tournament throughout the rest of the way that you're particularly looking forward to?
We have our own home tournament this weekend, so we're hoping to win that. And then we go to Autumn Fest at the end. It's the last regular tournament that I think there is. So there's a lot of great teams there, and it will again help us prepare for postseason. But I look forward to each match, and I think the girls do too. And we're just taking it one day at a time.
And then any final thoughts on the season, or some things that you're hoping to maybe be able to accomplish?
Consistency, obviously. We would like to have our consistent lineup and just have all of our players, playing at their highest level at all times. That's what any coach wants, but we're getting there little by little, and I think we'll continue to grow.
All right, best of luck the rest of the way.
All right.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.